Today is actually my birthday, but I signed up for a little bit of studio work. It's a very, very easy day rate. It's not a full day rate, but the workload reflects that. So I'm typically late in my social life, and I've seen the effects that that has in the professional realm, and I do not want that. So we are 6 minutes early, and should be a good day.
Back there. So
Okay.
if you already know your way, you should be okay.
Thank you, sir. There's actually quite a few studios in this building. There's NBC, Telemundo, Golf Channel. I guess they're all the same or affiliates, I'm not sure. Either way, my task is to build up the company FX9 onto their odd teleprompter setup and then film a series of scripts.
Shop over 30 Texas vendors all in one place. The governor's ballroom will be...
Essentially, this host is recording what this golf club has to look forward to for the upcoming month, and they are doing it for golf clubs all around the US. In particular, we're doing 17 different ones today, and then there's also 17 more on day 2. So you can see the scripts are preloaded into this iPad, and it's being controlled by someone on their laptop or phone, and then there is a reference monitor of what the FX9 is seeing. I connected that via SDI. Also, good to note, the FX9 has 2 SDIs. That I can really see how that would come in handy. But the reference monitor is just for the client and also for the host to make sure hair and everything looks good. And then for exposure, we had the 28 to 135 lens, so we're on f4. That means I had to bring the high base ISO up to 4000. It's different than the FX6 to get correct exposure. And I was happy with it. And I was really happy about getting to use the Sackler Flowtech system because that's what I wanted. I couldn't afford it, and I got the eImage GH06. When I used it, I was very upset because the legs did not gracefully fall out like you see in all of the marketing material. I had to shake it out, and it was much heavier than I thought, even though it was carbon fiber. So all in all, I'm actually really glad I didn't buy this because it's such a premium price, and I'm happy with the one I got, and it's much lighter and it feels like it does the same thing. So using the FX9, the tally light on the front is a lot brighter and bigger than the one on the FX6, and then there's just more surface area on the side, which means you get more custom buttons. And it was really nice, especially if you're doing 4-channel audio. You have 4 independent gain dials. I can really see that coming in handy. And then a nice D-pad. A lot of things that made things easier, including this volume button system for headphone volume. No more menu diving in case it's too loud or too low. Just having the buttons right there is really, really nice. So I followed along, basically starting and stopping recording every time the script went, and that was it. Packed up. Is a very, very manageable day, I'll put it that way. I would be happy to do this one time a week among all my other jobs, but that's it. All done for this one. I've had a lot of people ask me, how do I deal with downtime being a freelancer? Ebbs and flows are completely normal. This week, for example, I didn't work at all. I only worked on Friday. So for me, that's fine. I just caught up on edits, did invoicing, did email administration, and it's not a problem. I understand if you come from a 9-to-5 how that may seem very weird and how you're being unproductive, and I'm sure I could be much more productive as long as you're pushing forward. You don't want to just wait for clients and have nothing happen. I always think about it as when you're on the job, that is the best marketing you can do for the next job, because the client might rehire you, or they're going to recommend your name, or you're going to meet someone. So every job you're at, you're marketing yourself. So, you want to do a good job. New part of town. We are here for the 4th Orlando Filmmaker Meetup, and should be a bunch of new people that I haven't met. So hopefully see some cool conversations and connections happening. We're still in Orlando, but we had a couple people drive over, some from DeLand. Troy here is from the Tampa area, and he actually just had his documentary release a couple months ago, One Lost Many Found. It's an extremely impactful film. I'll link to it in the comments. You should really check it out. And then some other people who said, hey, we were talking in the YouTube comments and you invited me out. So it's really cool to see a digital presence, a digital connection happen, and then it turned into a physical connection, and then they get plugged into this network, which there's a lot of people here that I don't know, I've never met. Some of them were friends of someone who attended the previous meetup, so I got to meet them as well. And some people who I've talked to a while ago, and it was nice to catch up. But I'm thinking for the next one, possibly doing an educational section or something beyond these one-off conversations, maybe an agenda or some type of thought topic. So I'm open to ideas for that. AOD kicked in a couple bucks for the AOD members who attended. So shout out to them. And I'm going to keep doing this. So the next one will be in April. Just follow the Instagram and I'll put out the meeting details. But yeah, it's just really nice when you get to have a community grow, and it all just starts from this little vlog on YouTube. So I like that you guys are watching, enjoying it too. A couple of months ago, I actually got on a construction catwalk and filmed that sign being replaced. Pretty cool job. Random job. I get such random unrelated things. It's been a while since we've been playing with Legos, but I just took off the arm for now, seeing how it is, just taking off a couple more grams of weight, and connected the wooden camera monitor mount here. As always, these parts are in the description, and I am thinking of potentially selling the 30mm 1.4, the 85 1.8, and the Sigma 18-35, along with the Sigma 24-70, and possibly the EF-to-E adapter, and getting the new Sony 24-70 Mark II. It's $2,300. So if I sell all of these pieces, and I'm actually getting another lens, and I sell that too, I'll explain later, it's about the cost of the new 24-70. So I already have a 24-70. Why would I want another one? Just the native capabilities. The autofocus on the Sony is much snappier. It is 0.9 pounds lighter, which will make a huge difference. This would be crazy. That is a lot for a lens. And I know the more I see other DPs who do this as a career, and I mean, like, they're not in the editing side, they're just in the camera department. This is like peanuts to them. The people who are doing the 17-120 Canon zooms, which for $20,000, the area mirrors for $15,000, $20,000, $30,000, the Venices, the Sackler tripods that are $5,000, like, this would be a good deal. So, you know, for me to get this, I have to sell all my lenses, but this is fine. It would replace everything. But it's just, you know, having premium products is usually going to help you in the end if this is your career. But just the funny part is this is very expensive for me. But for other people, that's the cheapest that they would ever go. I almost just worked for the UFC tomorrow, this close. So the docuseries that I've been working on, which is produced by a director who has done work for the UFC, had a contact who directs The Ultimate Fighter, which is a reality show for the UFC. So if you're familiar with fighting, these are all very big things. That guy needed someone to cover a day in the life of Vitor Belfort tomorrow in South Florida, and I'm booked. I can't do it. So I do know someone else who covers fight content and is in South Florida, and I just handed off the job, but I almost just had my start in with the UFC. Super close. even though I didn't get it, it still shows the power of networking, and I help someone else out. Hopefully they return the favor, because we've never worked together. I just saw him once, actually at Rolling Loud. I have a vlog on that one, the one I did in Miami. And then I followed him on Instagram, and I saw that he filmed some fight stuff that stuck in my head. You know, almost a year later, this came up, and I handed it off to him. So hopefully he returns something, maybe, maybe not. As a courtesy, I reached out to the original producer who contacted me just to let him know that I wasn't able to perform the duty, but I did not leave his contact hanging. I set him up with this DP. So this is the actual footage from the job. Raul is in South Florida. He's a DP, and he crushed the shoot. I was very, very happy to see this footage, and I know that it was a great recommendation, and he did a fantastic job. So feel free to follow him on Instagram if you want to see more of his work. He's always part of cool productions, and some of the people that he's involved with watches this vlog, so it's just cool to see the network expanding. For those of you who were asking about the recent digital income streams, don't worry, I haven't forgotten. There is the YouTube AdSense, there is the affiliate, Amazon affiliate links, there is the Consultation Calls, and there is the Art of Documentary affiliate partnership. None of them are large on their own, but together they do add up to a little bit. So I'll go way more into detail about that. And then my ending question for all of you guys is, do you make time or do you have time for exercise? That is something that I'm actually curious about.